you want to learn how to do magic, then you are in the right place, because that's exactly what I am going to talk about in this video. Basically, magic is done by channeling your higher self. So not by channeling some external being, but by channeling your own higher self, which is basically another part of your own soul, which is in the higher dimensions. And I have other videos already explaining how to channel sound, also called light language, and how to channel physical movements. And both are very powerful for doing whatever your intention is. I use them to heal dark entities, to heal myself, to transmute negative energy, whatever, whatever suits your mission or your authenticity. But today I'm going to talk about a different way of channeling, and this I call channeling imagination. And it is the most powerful of the three forms, at least for me. I have a video about active imagination where I explain that some people have visions, they're psychic, so they really see images in their third eye, in their third eye very clearly. I guess it's like they're watching a movie. Everyone's a bit envious of those people because it must be so cool. I do not have this gift, and for a very long time I thought, okay, I cannot see or hear anything. But actually I can, but for me it feels like imagination. And I have a ton of imagination. I have written fantasy books, so at first I was like, okay, but I'm just imagining these things. But no, this imagination, it comes from somewhere. We are all taught that imagination isn't real, that it's not important, that it's just made up stuff, but it's not just made up. There are categories, of course, but a lot of this imagination, once that you start working with it, once you learn how to use it, it comes directly from your higher self. So it's your higher self giving you these images in the form of imagination. And in that other video, I talk about how you can see things using your imagination. But here I'm going a step further, and this is how you can do things using your imagination. So how you can use the imagination to, for example, heal dark entities, to heal yourself, to do whatever you want. And in essence, just like talking light language and just like channeling physical movement, it is not difficult. It's something that we can do naturally, but we have been taught it's not important, ignore the imagination, only the facts and what you learn at school is important. So we're so used to blocking it, to pushing it away, to thinking it's not real, and that's the hard part, to overcome that hurdle. So what do? You just have an intention. At first, you can start by just having the intention of, no matter what, for my highest potential. I want to channel my higher self via imagination for my highest potential. Very, very vague, for example. And then you close your eyes and you just see what's there in your imagination, what pops up. And it will be difficult at first because it's like when they say, don't think about a polar bear. All you can think about is a polar bear. And when you do this imagination thing, you'll think, oh, but I'm imagining it. And then you'll start imagining things. So it takes a bit of getting used to. But you'll see some image, whatever it is. And then stay with that image and see if it changes or if something happens. Like, for example, the thing that came now for me was a tree. And I'm gonna see, what is a tree going to do? It's spinning. Oh, so often I have spinning things. So it's never clear to me what is going on, why is it like this. It's really about trust, about trusting your imagination, trusting that your higher self is doing this for a reason. So you see the image and you stick with it and see what it wants to do. That's the first step. But it's not just sticking with it. That's the thing I did wrong at first, was I tried to stick with the things too rigidly. And then it gets very tiring for the mind, because actually your higher self, for example, wants to spin this tree, but then they want to move on to something else. And if you're holding on to this tree, then your higher self is actually pushing that image away and wants to show you something else. But if you're working against them, then it gets tiring. So when you feel like this is taking a lot of energy, it's wearing me out, then that means you have to let go of the tree image and see what comes next. So when I'm channeling imagination, even when I'm at an image which wants to say, I always try, if I let go, what will happen? And if that same image appears, okay, then you stay there, and if something else appears, you go away. So that's a way to, very good way to check, am I still on the right track? Am I still seeing the right thing? And basically that is all there is to it. So it's quite simple. The hard part is keeping your focus, because your mind will wander. You will start thinking about how you want to decorate your kitchen or whatever you're thinking about. So the focus is the hard part, and this is really brain training. The more you do it, the better you can focus. And even if you don't believe any of this stuff, this imagination stuff, just training your brain in this way is a really, really good exercise. Now, things that you might come across when you're doing it is scary images. For example, suddenly you'll see a monster, or if you were seeing a girl for some reason, suddenly you see someone attacking the girl. And this is for many reasons. This won't be your higher self channeling this to you, but it is things that live in your subconscious. So it's your own traumas surfacing. And this is also good to stay with those images, because in this way you can heal those traumas. So it's about never pushing anything away, but keeping your distance, because it can feel like when you see a girl and then you see someone hurting the girl, because it's your imagination, it will feel like you're imagining someone hurting a girl. And it's like, I don't want to imagine these things. But remember, it's not you imagining the things, you're just looking at what you're being shown. And what you're being shown comes from different sources. It comes from your higher self, but it also comes from your own subconscious, your own traumas. And often you will not know what is coming from which source, and it doesn't matter. Just stay with it, because, for example, if you see this girl being attacked, then your higher self will step in and do some magic, some spinning probably, to help this, to remedy this trauma, to release the trauma. Another cool thing to try in this imagination thing is, because I work a lot with dark entities, for example, if I want to see if there are dark entities in my house, I just go and imagine the house, imagine the rooms, and see where the dark entities pop up in my imagination. And of course, at first it feels like, okay, but I'm just imagining a monster there, or a dark figure there, and this isn't real. This is my fear imagining these things. And really, this is not true. It is so mind-blowing that often I see them where I was not expecting them. The other day we went, my husband and my daughter and I, we went to a village which was really creepy. And when we came back, we were all grumpy. So I know, okay, we have picked up dark entities. And I was expecting to see them around my husband and my daughter. But they were all around me in a huge circle. So especially these kind of things, seeing things you're not expecting at all, it really proves to me that this is not coming from me, it's coming from somewhere else, it's just what's there. And also, for example, you see a dark entity somewhere in a corner, and then you can try to force the image to show you something else. Try to force your imagination to see a dark entity somewhere else, and you'll see that this image is less stable than the other one, that your imagination wants to go back to the other image. And that's when you know, okay, the other one is the real one, and this other thing is fabricated by me. So practice, and you will learn the difference between what's really there and what you have fabricated yourself. Another thing that I do here is, because it is hard to keep your focus on your own imagination, or your own images, or however you want to call them, I often speak light language, not out loud, but in my thoughts, while I am channeling this imagination. And it helps me keeping the focus, but it also does its magic of its own. Even when you don't speak light language out loud, your thoughts have, of course, a lot of powers as well. So then you're double channeling. You're channeling sounds, or at least sound in your mind, and you're channeling the images via your imagination. So this is a really good tip to do both at once. And if you try this out, definitely let me know in the comments, because it's so weird to me that nobody seems to be talking about this way of channeling, while it is so powerful. It is more powerful than the light language. It is more powerful than the physical movements. So maybe I'm missing something. Maybe people are talking about it, but they're not calling it imagination or something. Let me know how it works out for you, if you're able to do this, if it has effect. Because I really want to know, I mean, why is this not something that everyone knows about? It is so simple and it is so powerful. So definitely try it out. Let me know, give the video a like and follow the channel. And I will see you next time. Bye bye.